Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to episode 10 of the 3am Chats podcast. How's it going, guys? How have you been? How's the moustache going, Cody?
I genuinely thought that question was for Joe. Like, I was just not expecting that again. Yeah, it's good, mate. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
How's yours going?
I honestly look like a 70s porn star, so it's the way I was saying to the boys before. The worst thing is now, because of the way my mouth is like shaped, and the way this tash is growing, it makes me look like I'm a bloody Cheshire cat, and like I'm constantly smiling. And like even when I'm like really like angry, I don't know that I get really angry all the time. When I'm just like angry in Call of Duty, my mum comes in, I was like, "Why are you so happy?" I'm like, I'm not.
She's not hearing what we're hearing.
She's not hearing it. Yeah, she's just coming up and seeing a tash on my face going, "Hello."
The sad fact is, though, is Joe is. Have you shaved your moustache twice?
No, I have to shave it again tonight for work.
It was a week ago,
I
wasn't
shaved it once. I shaved it last week. Yeah.
And you're still going to have more than me and Harry in about, I don't know, a day after the growth, the regrowth.
Really, he'll shave in the morning and he'll have more by the night.
Yeah.
Other than tashes, how's the running going, guys?
Oh yes, yeah, it's going good. It's getting easier every run. I've stuck to 10Ks. I was going to break it up and do like half 10Ks and half do 5Ks, but I'm in the swing of it now. I'm just.
You've only got 2 left, right?
Yeah, I've done 4, and we got 2 weeks left. So I think my mindset was just get it out of the way and then just give yourself the last 2 weeks just to do 1 a week essentially.
That's quite smart.
But no, it's been good. I've been doing it for time, just for myself, but I've been getting faster, which is nice. That's what I was.
Yeah, you've knocked off like over 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, as a little bonus, I just wanted to give myself that goal. But obviously, it's not about that. But yeah, what about your boys' runs? How have they done?
I've done 2 so far. The first one I've split them up. The first one I split up into 2 like sections. So like I ran to some park, like that's like 5 kilometers away. 5.5 to be precise. I'm being precise. And then I did like a little workout in the park, and then I ran back. Honestly,
that's killer.
I hated it. Like I am not a runner, and I just can't stand it. It's like so like it's so painful,
and it's boring.
And I was like, yeah, it's really boring. Luckily, I'm kind of in the groove now of like listening to audiobooks now, as opposed to like. Because that I can just phase out to and then just run to. Sometimes music is a bit like, it's hard. Whilst you can like just listen to it, it's hard like to just chill out. And then obviously you start to then run to the speed of the music.
Yeah, that's a big issue.
Why am I so out of breath? And it's like because you're listening to like, some like ridiculous drum and bass Skrillex music. If I'm honest with you, mine was more like, am I going to actually be able to do it? Like that was my goal because I hate running. I'm a gym person. Stick to the gym. But yeah, it's good.
Good, man.
Go. What about you, Harrison?
Yeah, mine was all right. I just decided to run always when it's dark, which is really stupid because it's dark and cold. Every time I've gone out and ran, all of a sudden it's really dark. I'm running through like country roads basically. I just don't know where I am. I'm listening to scary music sometimes. I'm like, oh god,
Jesus, scary music.
Yeah, just like you said, if you're listening to drum and bass and you're in the middle of a forest, it's not the best.
Yeah, not the best at all.
Yeah, no, it's been all right. I did my first 10K the other day, and I was really nervous because I was like, I knew Cody's times, and I was scared if I did it faster, he'd call me a cheat. So I was like, oh no. So I just tried my best. I had a few, I paused in the middle. And then I was like, oh God, I think I might have run it faster than him because I forgot his times. Went on 6 minutes slower. So it's absolutely fine. There is something special this week that has come out that we want everyone to check out. And Cody, what is that special something?
It is our very first YouTube proper video, because we've been uploading some like podcast audio style stuff on the channel, But we've released a video called the Canned Food Challenge. And you will have to watch the video to see what kind of stuff we're unfortunately eating. But it should be up now because this podcast will be out on Friday. So go head over to our YouTube channel. It's just the same name, 3am Chats Podcast. And it will be our latest video, and it'll be there to see. I think it's about 40 minutes long. So it's just something different, isn't it, boys? It's like we've done a lot of audio stuff, so it's nice to kind of see our faces, and Joe's beanie as well makes an appearance.
I love his beanie.
One of Joe's hats. I'm actually wearing another hat now.
I think I've seen you more in a hat than not in a hat in my life.
Mate, I told you, the lid is thinning. The lid is thinning.
But yeah, no, definitely go check out that video, subscribe. There's going to be more of that coming very, very soon.
Chat in the Deep.
Okay, so now welcoming into our Chat in the Deep.
Woo-hoo.
Today's edition is School is Back. So
wait, before you carry on, do the noise again.
School is back. School is back. So today we are going to throw it back to our school days and some iconic moments that all of you 90s kids will be able to remember from the school days, ranging from things like Past the King. I know, mind is blown.
So good.
To the little paperclip on the little Microsoft computer.
Oh, mate, throwback.
Or to those little books that used to get sent home with in primary school about their sister and brother.
Bro, what?
Maybe that's because I was like. Maybe that's because I went to a Catholic school.
You're 93 years old.
Yeah, because Joe went to school in the 80s, didn't he? So I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
90s kids.
Just a reference point so everyone who knows. I went to school 2 years before they did. So. Right, so iconic moments. Harry, will come to you. I know you've got some questions prepared.
Yeah, so we were discussing this in the group. Obviously, we're doing this. It's a link. We'll say it again. It's a link back to the YouTube video because in that YouTube video, the questions were based largely on school and what people in school should know, and it really highlighted our intelligence, which is, great. Something we often try to do as much as possible, but. We've got a few different things. Firstly, we'll start with this, guys. Over your years in school, what would you say was your favorite subject? What about you, Codes? What was your favorite subject in school?
So just one subject.
Let's go with just one.
For me, it was definitely PE. That was my favorite. Just because I feel like PE is a very love-hate subject. Like people are like, oh, I can't be asked to do it, or like you just really enjoyed it. And like for me, because academically, I did not enjoy like those kinds of subjects, and I wasn't that great at it. That was my escape and I'm good at this. So that's probably why I enjoyed it. But
yeah, no, 100%.
Just variety. There's variety. Basketball, dodgeball, like I don't know, swimming. Football. Like it's loads of stuff to do.
Yeah, I had swimming.
Yeah, we did swimming.
Swimming? You had swimming pools at your school?
Yeah. Do you not have a swimming pool? Oh, mate.
Did I? No way did I have a swimming pool at my school. I'm glad, to be fair. I'm really glad.
What's your favourite, Joe?
I have to say, I've got two, actually. No, I've actually got three. Because
okay,
I tell you what,
this is why I said one.
Well, tell them and then pick one after that.
My favourite was performing arts, just because it's just
it's what we do.
It's what my career is. So I think I like performing arts also because my class was like, I think because I was good at performing arts, that'd be the times where all like the dickheads in PE would be like, oh, Joe, what'd you do with this? Oh, Joe, do you want to be in my group? And I was like, that was like my thing. And so everyone was like, I'd be like the cool kid in performing arts. But outside of that class, I was literally like such a dickhead. And then actually, my other two are chemistry and maths.
Which is so different.
I know, right? 'Cause I just really like, I don't know why. Something about the way my mind works is really like, I like things that are fact. Like I like where there's like not opinion. I like the right and you're wrong. You're right or you're wrong. I quite like that.
Mm.
And with maths and science, it's normally that's how it is. You're either right or you're fucking wrong.
So what's your favorite out of those three? What is your favorite?
I'll tell you what. I'll say chemistry.
Wow.
At school, yeah.
At school, chemistry.
Fair.
Yeah.
To
I
be
like
different.
that.
I'd have to, I'd say performing arts was probably my second favorite, but my favorite was PE. Right up until we were in rugby, and for some reason I was put in the top tier rugby teams, and I think it was because I did one good run and got a try one time, and then they were like, "Yep, you're in," and I was like, "This is a bad idea. Don't put me in," but they put me in anyway. Right? I was like, "I'm a drama kid. I'm performing arts. Seriously, don't put me in." We're playing a friendly match, like one half versus the other half, like of the teams, and the best rugby player in the year comes up. I've got the ball. I don't know what I'm doing. I literally don't know how to play rugby. He picks me up, dump tackles me, lands on me, fractures my collarbone.
Yeah.
Right. This is like the
completely
first game. Completely
illegal.
Yeah, illegal tackle. He got away with it because everyone loves him. Right. I literally ruined my arm. And I had to get taken off to the reception with my shirt was wrapped into a sling. It was terrible. Never played rugby again. But PE is my favorite.
But that is that's why when Joe said for that reason didn't like PE, it's such a valid point. Why I don't get why they let that stuff happen. I feel like there's not enough people in PE. It's literally just the one teacher. Play sitting there with his standing there in his joggers and hoodie while everyone's in shorts and stuff with a cup of coffee. I'm like, what are you doing? You're letting someone
leave me as well. It clicked. I heard it click, almost popped. Right, this is rank. Sorry for anyone that's squeamish. And I was lying on the floor, could feel it numb, and I just said, he was like, "Get up, Harry, get up." And I was like, "No, seriously, I think I've done my shoulder in." And he was just like, "What?" And I was like, "I can't move it." And I heard a crack, and he was like, oh god, had to get we were wearing two shirts, had to take my top layer off to put it into a sling. My mum didn't even believe me.
This is ridiculous.
It was horrible, but I remember PE was my favorite.
Similar thing happened with me. Mine happened at lunch when I broke my leg, and they were like, go see the nurse. I can't walk, mate. I had to get sick. And then the worst thing is that because I was obviously quite small. I still am quite small, but at the time I was even smaller. I had to I couldn't. I was on the other side of the school, and my school was quite a big school, so quite a distance away from the nurse's office. A sixth former picked me up, put me on his back like a fireman's carry,
Jesus,
and then carried me to the nurse's office.
Jeez,
because I literally couldn't walk, and the PE teacher just stood there like.
They're not getting a wheelchair or something, just a.
No,
yeah, that was the usual. Wasn't
just pick me up.
I've seen a few people go in wheelchairs.
But that you are right, Coase. It's that is why I hated PE. Not because I love sport. Love sport. I'm not being funny. I'm a personal trainer, Christ's sake. I love sport.
Yeah.
But it's I just couldn't stand the whole let's see how big your dick is. That kind of shit. I don't care. You want to be a knob, go be a knob, but don't do it with me.
All right. So on that then, what would you say was your least favorite subject, Coates?
Least favorite probably was. God, there's a few candidates, isn't there? I probably would either because in my school, RE was called PNR, philosophy and religion. So I'd probably say that, or maybe French as well, because when I was,
I love French,
because when I was doing GCSEs, at the time, when I was there, probably the same when you guys, obviously, you had to pick a language as one of your choices. I don't think you had to do that after or something or before. It's they changed it so much.
Yeah, this is where it changes. So that's called the baccalaureate, isn't it?
Yes,
so I didn't have to, the English baccalaureate. I didn't have to do that because that came in 2 years after I did my 2 years after I did it. So that came in, I think, for your year probably.
Yeah, it was probably, and then they changed it 2 years after again.
Yeah, I didn't have to do that. So, but I did French anyway.
I was terrible at it.
Yeah, I was not good at it at all. I sort of because part of it because of my hearing, it's not great. So English is hard. English is hard enough, let alone like trying to hear some random audio test where like they're
I forgot about that. And then like they get like the oldest. The worst thing was, do you remember those? If you did when you're in the French test or Spanish or German, whatever one you did, or Latin. Some people did Latin. There was like they get this like really old like CD player and put it right in the middle of the sports hall when you're doing your English test, like GCSE. And like if you're at the back, you're screwed.
Yeah, you can't hear anything. I think the reason why I didn't like those subjects because like that all R and RE, like I'll say French just to have one, but like I think because of those things, like those are the things I least concentrated in. Like I pissed about a lot because I didn't enjoy it, which is quite a common thing. I do feel for teachers that have to, like, drama is such a hard thing to teach because most kids see it as they see it as a thing of like, oh, it's a free period basically, which which is hard on the few that actually want to do it as a career.
Do you know who I feel sorry for the most is cover teachers.
Oh yeah,
especially in all boys schools. Oh man,
Mr. Jameson is a substitute teacher today. Fucking
because that's the thing, they do such a good job, but like the class just, you got the class of 30 teenagers, they just don't care.
My class would just, like, when they call the name out, we just pretend it was like our name if it was someone else's name. So like, where's Jamie? Yeah, that's me. Well, a lot of people don't know this, do they? But you Joe, you taught Harry when you became a teacher.
Don't say that, because then you claim.
So I took 2 years out before I went to university, and in my second year, I was studying to be a teacher. I was, and there was at the time there was a way you could train to be a teacher and also teach at the same time. You would go to university like 1 day a week and you complete modules online and that type of stuff. And so I taught performing arts for 1 year. And that year, Harry was in sixth form, had moved to our school to do.
I'd moved to Joe's school to do 2 years of performing arts in 1 year, because I was like, right, that's going to give me the credits to go to uni, whatever. And he told me how good the course was. I get there, he's a teacher there, and ever since, Cody, whenever you say this, he goes, I've taught him everything he knows.
Yeah. I don't say that. No, I don't say it. Don't even go there. I don't say that. To be fair, though, like, it was weird at the time.
Because we were good mates at that point as well. Like, we weren't
exactly. Like, we weren't like, I wouldn't say we were as close as we are now, but we still got on. Like, we've been on holiday together.
Before that, we'd gone on holiday together. So that's
so that was weird in itself, but yes, that was an interesting one in itself. He was very well behaved, don't worry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was he?
I gave him a good grade, don't worry. He was happy.
Oh yeah. Oh, you gave me it, did you? Yeah, I didn't.
I had to. It was my job.
Didn't earn it though, did I?
What would you say your least favorite subject is, Joe?
I'd probably say. I'd probably say art or music.
Oh wow! Yeah. I feel that.
Just because I'm not very good at art. So
art is again though. Art is like English though, like with the like
subjective thing.
Yeah. It's like, that looks really good. Like, he's literally just drawing a straight line. Like, what? Like,
yeah. And also I used to get really like bored in it. I just didn't used to enjoy it at all. And music, I like. Again, I feel sorry for the teacher. Like, everyone's at a keyboard and they're like, play this song, and for a fact, everyone's not playing anything and they're just going DJ, 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 and no one is actually. Yeah, everyone's going right, playing all the weird sounds.
I genuinely don't think I learned anything from my music lessons.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I don't. There's nothing in music that I learned.
No, me neither. But I would say though, Joe, you've been very, like, I'm surprised by your answers, because I think me and Cody are sort of similar in our likes and dislikes. You've kind of been pretty much mostly the opposite. Like, my least favorite subject was maths. I hated maths.
I love maths.
Oh, it was horrible. Wow. I honestly, I just couldn't stand it.
What was the thing that kind of drove it?
Why are you putting letters in numbers, man? And also
algebra, man. Love algebra.
I hate when people say this because it is demeaning. People literally go to university to study maths and stuff. But in my career, I've used a calculator and that's it. I don't need to work anything out. I'm sorry. It's true.
Yeah, but
though.
like,
It's true.
I know, you're not wrong. A lot of, well, for the most part. But like for me, when last lockdown happens, and obviously was like doing my room, and like I used so much maths, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't realize you're using it.
You don't realize, especially when like it comes to like people who do like builders and constructors are like do so much maths.
Yeah.
Was there a favorite year that you had in school? Like,
year
if you
8.
could pick one of the years, year 8.
Year 8.
Mine was
It's
probably
the year where nothing, you don't get judged for anything. Year 7, you're new. Year 9, it's preparations for GCSEs. Year 8 was like the coasting year. We went to Spain on holiday as a year group. Like it was just a chill year. There's no focus on anything. 100% year 8.
Mine's year 11.
Year 11, nice.
That's a hard year though, because you've got to get into sixth.
No, because I did a lot of my GCSEs in year 10. Like I did a lot of my GCSEs, so I did actually probably more exams in year 10, and then you have like 2 months off because you're just doing exams, and then you don't go to school when you're doing your exams.
That's true. I played a lot of Call of Duty,
so I literally sat at home just revising. Well, revising.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You were revising,
quote unquote.
Quote unquote. I literally was that person, that annoying person that'd be like, I'm not revising. I was fortunate enough to be like, turn up, revise the night before, turn up, do okay on the test.
Oh, I hate people like you, man. Wow.
I won't lie, I was that person. But then the problem was that I took that into A level and I got bit straight in the ass when I took it into A level.
It's a different ball game, isn't it?
It's literally the step. I remember the step from GCSE to A level and being so overconfident and cocky and probably arrogant at the same time. Being like, nah, I got this. I remember I did my last GCSE test in chemistry. I didn't revise at all. I remember I didn't literally pick up a book. I walked in test and I came out with an A. I went into my first chemistry test in A level and I was like, I got an E. And I was like, no. Jesus. And I was like, I've got to actually revise. And I was like, shit.
I think that was a big part for me why I didn't do A level. I knew at that point.
College, didn't you?
I went to college and did performing arts because like this is something I just want to do. I think I'm going to enjoy it. Like, obviously, it was a BTEC, it wasn't that difficult, but I just knew that this is something I wanted to go into and I'd enjoy learning about it. Because I knew if I'd done A levels, I would have picked probably 2 subjects that I just had no interest in doing at all. Obviously, just to get it. I don't know. I think, but I remember I was lucky that I had that choice. Like I had a skill in another area that I could go for. Because not everyone has that choice.
As BTECs go, though, dude, like performing arts is probably the hardest one.
Yeah,
you're getting
a lot of writing.
It's the most work as well.
Yeah, you're getting judged on performance and talent, but you're also getting judged on your written ability.
Yeah.
Theory and stuff. So yeah, I think it would probably be one of the tougher ones.
Do you boys think there's a lot of pressure to know what you want to do at the age of 16?
100%.
Like when you're, or do you think it's like both kind of there's 2 sides to that?
I would say there's a lot of pressure because they literally go, here's a careers advisor. You have to know what you want to do because you got to go talk to them. And then I managed to skip all my meetings with a careers advisor because I was like, I don't want to get discussed. Like, I don't want them to tell me where I should go with my career.
I remember I did my first one and I remember the first one and exactly like Harry, literally they were like, I was like, oh, I want to, and they said, I want to be I was like, I want to be an actor. And she was like, okay, what about another career? I was like, I want to be an actor. And she's like, but that's really hard. I was like, and I remember literally this is what I said this. Actually, at the time, I was like, yeah, but I'm really good. I was like, I don't care if that sounds arrogant now, but like at the time, I just said it to piss her off because she was really pissing me off. It was like, you're not.
I think you got to stand up to them. Like they're just belittling,
especially when you know what they're like afterwards. When you see them outside of school, exactly. You're like, oh, you're actually normal. You're just doing that. It's like a face.
But I remember like when I went back and some of the teachers that was like, well, at least you found your backup. And I was like, oh, you are some.
It's a good point though. Like I think in school in general, it was very limiting. So if you knew what you wanted to do, like it's kind of clear that all 3 of us knew what we wanted to do. But it wouldn't let you, like the system wouldn't let you just focus on that. Like, so for GCSEs, I had to pick in certain categories. And then for A levels, I couldn't just do drama, English, film studies, media, for example. I had to pick something else.
Because
So
of
like,
timetable, then you got the whole thing. I mean, it's such a big problem and I think going back to your question, I think yes, it is a lot of pressure structurally and from higher up. But I think when you're in reality, when you talk to a lot of teachers, I don't think there's a lot of pressure. I think a lot of them are like, well, the ones that certainly the ones at the school I was at, and they're very much when you talk to them, are like, yeah, apart from the wanky careers advisor woman, she was a lot of them are like, yeah, do you know what? There's no pressure. You don't like you got to remember you're 16 years old. You don't need to know what you want to do right now. It's good to just have a good balance. And I think that's why they do it for people that don't necessarily know what they're going to do. Okay, we'll pick something, pick what you're good at. Let's look at what you're good at, and then you can spread it nice and wide.
Yeah, kick in the right direction.
Yeah, and then at least then you've got something like when you decide on what you want to do to push forward and go into university, that type of stuff.
But I was thinking just to think yesterday, like how long it's been since we started school. Like you think back to how
right.
Like what is
yeah, Joe, how long has it been?
How long has it been since I started secondary school?
Yeah, secondary school because you were 13, right? 12, 13 years old. Is that right? No, 11.
12. It's 11, 12, yeah.
It shows how much I paid attention.
I mean, how it's 12 years, isn't it? I think.
I started in 06.
Yeah, we started in 08, yeah.
I started in the end of 06.
14 years ago.
14 years ago.
How was it? How was it that long? It doesn't feel like that long, though, is it?
Mate, but when the worst thing is, when did I finish school? I finished school in 2013.
Yeah.
That's 7 years ago.
And that's sixth form, isn't it? That's it.
I finished sixth form. Yeah.
Because
then obviously I took 2 years out before I went to uni.
That's crazy. Well, speaking of silly old. Oh no, what were you going to say, Codes? Before we go,
I was. My question was going to be like, have you boys got like one embarrassing moment you just remember from your whole school? Like it was probably loads. I got loads, but like, is there one that sticks in your mind? You're like, oh god, that was like, it's horrible. Like, why did I do that? Or did someone do that to you?
I've got one from primary school. One day, my mum was like, "Oh, it's tag day today," which is like wear your own clothes day, and you bring in like £2 or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, "No, it's not. It's been changed to next week." And she was like, "Joe, I think I'm right because so that's what my mum said to me. My mum and dad used to work quite a lot, so like they dropped me off and they dropped me off school and then they'd have to go. So I'd like walk the rest of the way to school. So they dropped me off and I was late anyway. So my mum was late anyway because my mum had to drop my dad off to the station because my dad likes to take his sweet ass time. He's a lazy bastard. Love you, Dad. And so he drops me off. I get to school. I'm late. So I go straight in. And then as I go straight in, I walk into the class and everyone's wearing uniform. And in that moment, bear in mind, I was I don't know where I was, year 4 or 5. I just burst into tears.
Like 8-year-old Joe.
And I know I go on about how small I am, but I was small. When I was that age, I was really small. So I was just and I had this really long hair. So I was like, there, really small, long-haired kid in like, I think I was wearing some like funky like shirt probably. My mum's probably dressed me. My mum used to love doing my fucking hair. So like and so like my hair was all perfectly. It was just a mental.
So you went full out. Oh no.
Yeah, my mum would go full out. She'd like dress me up. I don't even know what I was wearing, but I imagine I had a little blazer on, like a little casual blazer on, like some funky trainers, and the worst thing was I had to stay that the whole day.
Oh no.
What about you, Codes? Have you got any embarrassing stories?
Yeah. Well, from secondary school, this is more like from being sort of cocky, like, oh, I'm the best at something. Like, because in school, I was sort of seen as like the the long distance runner in my year. Like I would never lose any 2K run. I'd always win. Basically, that was the thing I was really good at. And it got to sports day. I used to take it really seriously because I knew how much pressure there was on me to like basically not
perform.
Essentially,
yeah.
And on, I think it was year 9, I think I came second. Boo-hoo. But it really got to me because my sports day, like, I don't know about yours, but like it was a massive thing. Like the whole school would just be out right next to like this running track, and it's people go full out for that. They have like their outfits on. There's like smoke going off. Like it was crazy. So I just remember coming to that final stretch and like coming second. And I think where you finish, you have to sit down on these chairs after. And I just remember it was raining, and I was so, I don't know why, I was just so upset. I can remember seeing people on the other side, like looking like, why is he crying? Like, what? Like,
Oh, no.
That. So then for the rest of, I'd say for the next year, any run that would happen, I can't remember what the guy's name is now, but there was a guy who beat me. He was like, we were like he was like a good runner as well. So anytime we'd do something, another run, people would always bring up that race and always say like, oh no, you can't, like, oh, he's going to lose again, like that. Brutal. So it's like, I don't know if that's embarrassing, but like, that's something that really stuck in my mind and towards the sort of middle part of my, my school tenure. But embarrassing, what I guess that's mine. It's sort of just something that sticks is that. So yeah. Running.
Mad. Always with the sport, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. Crazy.
I got 2. Neither of mine involved crying. So sorry, guys, I can't relate.
You messed up, mate.
Well, one of my first maths lessons at secondary school, I cried because no one was getting my bus home, and I didn't know how to get home.
Oh, that's really sad.
Year 7, right? That's okay.
That's really cute and really sad.
Yeah, you know, I'm so cute.
That's when you were like 5'2", and then you suddenly shot up, didn't you?
Yeah.
Gross spurt.
The time where I was taller than Harry. When was that?
So we got a 2. So the first one was I went through a phase of wanting to have soup for lunch, right? Because I didn't really normally get school dinners too much. I used to bring my own food in. I used to bring soup in a flask, and I used to get bullied for it. Right? I wasn't a massively popular kid, but I was the kid that was bringing a flask into school. So obviously everyone was bullying me for it, which is fair enough. But
man,
flask boy.
I used to sit there with the little cup from the flask, pouring out the tomato soup, and people would just pelt tennis balls at me. They'd boot football balls at me, and I used to go to all of my like lessons covered in tomato soup. Right? So that was pretty embarrassing. But the most embarrassing entrance to a classroom I've ever had, I think it was year 8. All the playgrounds were divided. So like year 7 had their own playground, year 8 had their own playground, and then the rest had like a massive playground and the fields. It was basically to try and help people transition into older year groups, whatever. And we were in year 8. We had a place called The Cage, right? And it is literally just a playground surrounded by a cage, like just a metal fence the whole way around. Very weird, very weird. Now, this fence was obviously quite old. It's gone for a few years, so some of it was hanging off. For whatever reason, there was a big like joke fight going on, and I got grabbed and thrown into the fence, right? Leg first, cut into the fence. So my right leg, I was wearing those black school trousers, and it ripped from the top hip down the seam all the way to my ankle on the outside. So basically I had a flap, like a slit, like a slit dress. I had that, but in my trousers on one side. So that was obviously quite embarrassing because everyone could see my underwear, everyone could see my legs, right? And also the embarrassment of being thrown into it in the first place. I turn up late to my next lesson because I had to go and get my trousers stapled back together by someone. I went to like my form tutor and she stapled them back together, went up to the classroom, and I got in trouble for it. I got in trouble for being late because my trousers were ripped. Oh, it's so bad. It was so bad. I think it was about the same time that Cheryl Cole released Fight for This Love, and she had slit trousers, and I was made to do the dance.
Cheryl Cole.
So bad. So bad. Oh, but yeah, so I mean, I'm really strong now, so no one mess with me.
Yeah, no, not you and your
Yeah.
flask.
Oh, my flask, man.
He still drinks soup. For,
Yeah, I love soup.
Anyway.
It's so good.
For the record.
Speaking of food, what was the best canteen food, guys? Now, Joe mentioned Pasta King earlier, and that's up there.
Now, King, the Pasta King one. Although the different Pasta Kings were better though. So like the OG Pasta King with the spicy chicken sauce.
I'm so glad you said that.
I'm hungry now already. Wow.
The spicy chicken sauce was the one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The vegetarian one was good. I liked that one. But like it was red and white, wasn't it? The because it came in like a bucket, like a KFC style bucket.
Yeah.
So
like a
good.
small one.
What are the ones they have? I can't remember all the
So they had. I just remember the spicy chicken one. It was great.
There's a meatball one.
There's a meatball one.
Yes, there was. Wow.
But that one wasn't that great. It
wasn't as good as no.
And then they had the veggie one, but they also had, what did they? They had like just a plain tomato and basil one.
Was there a sausage one? Or am I making?
Yeah, no, there was a sausage one. Yes, there was a sausage one. That one was great as well.
Because I used to like. I think that was my favorite one, but I can't remember. I did see it. I want to have it in front of me. Like, oh yeah.
But they've completely changed, didn't they? And
just as we left.
These appetizer as well.
Oh mate, right. This is the thing. Before, it was sort of as the transition for Jamie Oliver changing all of the like food in schools. Like we had a vending machine just full of different flavored appetizer. Oh my god, it was so good.
Elite.
So good. It's like an elite drink. But I can't drink it now.
Friday was fish and chips day, so Friday was like
good. Friday had to be
fish and chips and beans.
Because you had break time and then lunchtime, right? So break time, we used to go and get food then because we were hungry teenagers, right? And it was the cheese twists. Oh my god,
cheese twists.
Yeah, but this is before the shift.
I didn't have that.
So good.
Pasta King probably was the best one though. But I'll tell you what was also good. Like I didn't like it at the time. I didn't think I appreciated it at the time. But now is the little like square bits of sponge.
Yes.
Like little like the chocolate sponge or like the chocolate cut. That was so great.
Well, as like the dessert kind of thing.
Yeah, the dessert. You used to get like the little square of like chocolate like sponge with the spoonful of chocolate custard.
Oh wow,
So it was just like a strawberry sponge with custard, wasn't there?
And that was iconic.
That's a throwback. Oh,
that is a throwback. Do you want another throwback? Do you guys remember like primary school discos?
Yeah.
Have like your year disco, right?
Titanic every time.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was a drink, and it was like a plastic tub with like a flat surface,
with like a film on top, and then you
had to like pierce it with a tiny thin straw.
Yes,
like blue ones, red ones. Yeah, they were like the best. But I bet if we tasted it now, it tasted.
I think I've had one quite recently, like in the last year. But I think it tastes.
I want to know what they're called, man.
No, I don't know.
So good.
I just remember. Sorry, I just remember the shift from like year 6 to year 7 because they tried to put school discos in my secondary school for like year 7 and 8, and like no one wanted to do it. It was like, what? It's like you literally did it last year.
That change for me was set year 7 to 8. So year 7, we all went and like, we all went with the girls. So our boys' school was next to a girls' school, like next to each other. So there was like a massive joint year 7 disco. And that was we all went to that one, and no one ever went to the 7, 8, 9, or 10 ones. That was.
I think we hired a limo for our year 6 one. And
a limo?
Yeah, bear in mind,
people did that.
My primary school is next to where I used to live, so I went to someone else's house to get a lift there in a limo. So sad.
I know it's because in my school as well, like. I think it was like girls normally in year 6 who would do that. But I'm like, I think my parents were saying like they should be saving it for like year 11. Like it's not something you do for your prom or whatever.
6th form prom, I never went to that.
Yeah. I went to my. Do you not go to your 6th form prom?
Nah, because I'd moved schools like 3 times, so I didn't really know that many people. So I just didn't bother.
Do you not go to the one?
I didn't go to my first school or my second or the one when you were teaching me. I didn't go to any of them.
Wow.
Nah.
I went to the one when I was busy. I remember going to the one when I taught as a teacher and then as a student. That was quite weird. that would bear in mind because when my birthday is in August, I obviously everyone when we went out to prom was like our prom was in like May, June, so like everyone went out to like casinos, which is like a club near us after, and like I couldn't go, and it was so sad. I was like, go home my own, and I just went home, and everyone went out. Even my girlfriend at the time, she went out, and I was just like, and I'm just like, here. When she went out with all my friends, and then my friend, the worst thing was football training the next day. All my friends were like, "Your girlfriend's so funny," and I'm like, "Thanks for that." Like,
I was gonna. This is a good point actually. I was gonna say, do you? Because I don't know. I feel like because with my girlfriend, she's got loads of her friends still from school, and they're really close. And like I know with us three, we're very much we've met most of our close friends from either work or us like at uni. Like, I don't know what question I'm trying to ask. I guess like
I think the thing with school is the best part of school, and for anyone that's listening who is in school or is reminiscing about it, just think you're literally going to a place for 6 hours with your mates every single day. And I think what you're trying to say is some people kept a hold of those mates and because that is a cool idea. Imagine us going and studying, but actually just hanging out for 6 hours every day. Do you know what I mean? That's pretty cool. But I think everyone has different experiences or whatever. And I think that's why, like, I haven't got any friends from school now. Like, I know them and like, we're probably friends on Facebook and stuff, but we don't talk.
Yeah.
Like, I've not kept in touch with anyone.
I'm the same.
The circle grows smaller, I think, when you get older anyway.
I think it's Scott, you go, Joe.
Mine was very different in the sense of like my school experience wasn't very good because I got like really badly bullied and stuff.
Me too.
But
rough.
And well, I say really badly bullied. I think it was
like
worse
picked on and stuff.
Yeah, picked. I wouldn't say it was bullied to the point that where I was like tormented. I don't mean it
bad
that
at the
bad,
time,
but it was. Looking back, it was quite bad. Like, and I used to hate it all the time. I was always the one that would be picked on, and like it got to the point. It's like yes, it was banter, but like when it comes to the point, it was like there's 12 people just taking the piss out of you for like 2 hours. It's not fun.
Banter.
So and it just got to the point where it just wasn't very funny. And I just kind of moved away from that group, to be honest with you, because I went to like especially because a lot of a sport was quite a big thing with my friendship group at the time. And obviously I had to pick between football, boxing, and performing and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I ended up winning performing. So
I think it's an interesting one though, because
I think for guys, performing is very different as well.
Yeah,
because we're male performers. It's not a massively common thing.
Yeah,
you got to think about
just grow apart from people. Because like my girlfriend's the same. She's still friends with people from school.
Exactly, but like a lot of what we so how many of you did both of you play sport on the weekends and like play for football teams and stuff? You think about a lot of our friends did that, and they would then go and do that. Whereas we then moved from our stuff probably go and doing like me and Harry certainly did Amdram.
And
then we spend our weekends doing that as opposed to. And then it's just that's probably what happened. And I think thing is with girls, I don't know. I'm not saying all girls because girls can play sport, but certainly of our generation, it was weird saying that, isn't it? Girls playing football wasn't a huge thing.
Yeah, it wasn't
at the time. There was still that kind of sexist thing of like girls should do this and guys should do this. There was still that. Yeah, it wasn't as prominent as it probably was before as like our parents, but like it was still there.
Yeah.
Enough to be like, so girls wouldn't discourage girls from playing football, but they wouldn't encourage it. So girls normally would spend time chilling hanging out with their friends. Well, I don't really know what girls did at weekends, to be honest with you. I went to an all-boys school.
Binoculars.
But you know what I mean? I imagine it was more hanging out with their friends rather than what we were doing. We were going out and playing sports, and that was how we. So I guess that was maybe why. I don't know though, to be honest with you. But no, I don't have any friends from school. My school.
I think I remember. Even when I went to college and I actually studied what I wanted to do, like even from college, I still didn't take any friends from there. Like it wasn't until uni where I properly met obviously you guys and other people. And like I remember like being 18, I was like, I still don't really have any I still don't know who like who my best friends are. Like it was a really weird thing, because I like you said, has like, you don't really talk to friends from school, whatever, and like, there's been times where I've met up with some, but I think I just know within myself it's just not, I couldn't do that every week. Like,
oh, no.
The last time I sort of went out with them was maybe 2-3 years ago, because I was just in a pub and they were there, and I was like, oh, might as well reminisce. But it's very different because a lot of them have their job 9 to 5 or whatever. Their weekend is about wasting all their money on drink, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, and obviously that's not everyone, but that's quite a normal thing for people to do, is like chill out on the weekend. Whereas for us, it's for what we do anyway, it's very different kind of lifestyle to try and
Well, I think the thing is that also is like, certainly a lot of the people from my school, what I see, not everyone obviously, because there are some people that are the exception to this, but a lot of people have stayed in our area. Like, they've gone to school here, they've got a job here. Some of them are now married here. Some of them are and then people are now starting to have kids here. And that is, in my head, my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
in like the thought of staying in one place for my whole life.
Yeah,
and then but you got to get your yearly holiday to Benidorm. No, thank you. No. No, that is my worst nightmare.
I am good.
like if if people who listen that are from Medway, I'm sure you may love it. Get me out of here right now.
I'm joking. Get me out.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to wrap it up. Is anyone that's in school now, it must be so strange. Like with COVID, this has been such a different education for everyone. And I know that there's a lot of areas now that are closing. Like there's a load of schools near where me and Joe live that are just closing again because of infection rates and stuff. So just the whole education and like the whole experience that we've had and we've like displayed and talked about here, it must be so different. So fair play to anyone that's studying during this. Jesus.
Oh yeah. We had it easy, thinking about like how you turn up, go to school and go home. That's just it. Like,
go home, put Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on, playing Miami to Ibiza in the background. You know how it is.
Check it out.
I'll go first because I've got a book. Wow.
He has.
Cody's
got a book?
Yeah, I got a book.
You're reading?
I know. I'm reading. Can you believe it? Literally, it's like I've been inspired by that. I think I mentioned it last podcast. Simon Sinek, who is like a sort of inspirational kind of empathy speaker, if you like. I don't know what his actual job title is. It inspired me to then, because he said about his book, which is called Start With Why. And I looked at it, I was like, oh, I think I might just get a book, because obviously us being in lockdown again, I thought like maybe I need to sort of just do something different than looking at screens all day. Do you know what I mean? So very quickly, this book's called Start With Why, How Great Leaders Inspire Everyone to Take Action. So I'll just read the back of it. It says, why are some people and organizations more inventive, pioneering, and successful than others? And why are they able to repeat their success again and again? Because in business, it doesn't matter what you do, it matters why you do it. Steve Jobs, the Wright brothers, and Martin Luther King have one thing in common. They started with why. This book is for anyone who wants to inspire others or to be inspired. I mean, like, we could obviously talk about this for ages, but like, starting with why, I think we've all started with why, with us wanting to do what we're doing now. I think that's a massive thing of, our sort of, there's many reasons why we do acting and stuff, but I think all of us have had a time where we've gone, yeah, I'm doing this because I want my son to look up at me and I'll be able to give him good advice that I might not have had when I was growing up, sort of thing. Like, there's lots of reasons why we do stuff. So that's what this book kind of just talks about, really, and talks about leadership and loads of like really inspiring things. So I thought it'd be good to pick it up.
Quite thought-provoking by the sounds of it.
Great, check it out. That
it's just I think if you want to be inspired, it's great, but it only cost me $7.99 from Amazon. So yeah, Start With Why by Simon Sinek. It's really good. It's a good book.
Mine's also actually an audiobook. Mine's so obviously, as we've mentioned before, as well as an actor, my side hustle, as some people want to call it, I just call it another job and another like passion I have, is I'm a personal trainer. So I follow. So obviously, with personal trainers and stuff, it's and with the fitness industry, it's very muddled. Is probably the best way to put it. And there's quite a lot of like false information. There's quite a lot of selling and stuff out that isn't necessarily true. And I follow a guy called James Smith, who's some people think is quite controversial. I think he's just saying it how it is, and people just don't like his delivery of it. And it's like a bit like Marmite. You either like it or you don't. And he's got 2 books out. It's just got 2 books out now. I've been listening to his first one, which is called Not a Diet Book, and it just literally, and it's not half of it's not even about fitness and stuff. It's similar to Cody. It's just like talking about mindsets and that type of stuff, and it's so good. Like it makes me so much more motivated just listening to the book, and that's not even and that's coming from quite a motivated person as it is. So like I'm quite self-motivating as it is, but just listening to his book, it just makes me feel really. I think it's made me feel really great. And it's got loads of information out there that is to the point. It's on Audible. It's like, I think with Audible you get a book a month free. So with a subscription. So give it a look and just have a listen to it. It's really good. Really like it.
2 amazing. Check it out, lads. Bloody hell. And books as well.
Books, yeah. Look at us.
Right? Look at us.
Look at that. Look at us. Well, I'll keep mine short and sweet, guys. Check it out. Go to the 3am Chats YouTube channel. There's a video out there. You should watch it, and there's going to be more coming soon. There you go.
Yeah, we'll reinstate that again, just in case you missed it. Or if you're still listening, it could have been gone.
Well, that's it, beautiful people. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to everyone that's already gone over to the YouTube channel. We appreciate it. And follow us on Instagram, 3am Chats Podcast. And follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you want to get your podcasts. We're there. Thank you very much. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Bye. Bye.